When problem solving, the strategies that you use can be thought of like tools in a toolbox. Finding patterns, using guess and check, and working backwards are all strategies that are already in your problem solving toolbox from earlier concepts. Now you're going to work with formulas. Figuring out when to use a formula and then using that formula can really help you when you're problem solving. Then this will become a new tool for your problem solving toolbox. There are several different formulas that you can use depending on the situation that you're faced with. There are formulas for area. There are formulas for volume. There are formulas for surface area. And there are formulas for perimeter. When you know key words, you can identify which formula you should use when. Let's look at some of the key words that can help us to determine which formulas are needed given a specific problem. There are keywords for area. When we're talking about space or the inside of a plane figure or a two-dimensional figure, you can know that you are probably talking about area. One of the most common formulas for area that you know is the one for area of a rectangle, which is length times width. You also know that the area of a square is equal to side squared. And probably the third most popular area formula is the area of a triangle, which is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Let's think about perimeter. When you think about perimeter, you can think about the edge, or around a figure, or sometimes things like fencing. Whenever you hear those types of words, you can know that you're talking about the measurement of the perimeter or the edge around a figure. When we think about volume, we think about capacity. Sometimes this has to do with liquid. It can also mean how much fits inside a figure. And fitting inside a figure means it has to be a three-dimensional figure. But when we're filling something, or when we're figuring out how much something will hold, those words let us know that we are talking about volume. One of the most common formulas for volume is length times width times height. And you often use this when you're working with prisms. And finally, we can think about surface area. When you think about surface area, you think about the covering of a three-dimensional figure. So we're going to write that 3D figure. Wrapping paper, covering the outside of something, all of these things let us know that you're going to be using a formula for surface area. By identifying key words, you can figure out and identify which formula is needed so that you can be successful in solving a problem.